Well, welcome guys to our Monday training. My name is Brittany Cara and I want to welcome you all on. Rebecca and I collaborate on these trainings and we have different speakers that come on and we talk about different topics that are relating to business and mindset and organization and just growing your Isagenix business and brand. So I appreciate all of you joining us, and these are recorded and they are put on both Rebecca and my team pages on YouTube. So you can always access these later, and I get messages all throughout the week of people that tune into the recordings. So we really appreciate that support as well. So today we're going to talk kind of part two. Rebecca did a great training last week about the BBB challenge, which is super exciting. From a corporate standpoint, we now have a bundle, which is so great because this idea really started in the field and it took off and corporate listened and they gave us a great bundle now that we can share. So it's super exciting. So Rebecca did a great training on launching the challenge that everybody's starting. And we wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper in today about how you can use the BBB to increase retention rates and also to reactivate old clients. And one of the things that I've found as I've been sharing these memes and different things on social media is that obviously we know people like kind of a quick fix, right? And we know that Isagenix is a lifestyle and it's not a quick fix, and we don't want to teach those principles, but it's a great dip your toe in the water for a lot of people that maybe don't want to commit to a full system, or maybe they have some blocks about cleansing or just some different, quote unquote shake programs that they've done. And so we've gotten really great response on our team. I put a post on Facebook and I think I got 45 leads from one post about the BBB. So sorting through that and connecting with people that are really serious to get started on it. But there's lots of ways that you can start to incorporate this into your team and into your business. And Rebecca and I are going to kind of just bounce back and forth and share those. So Rebecca, do you want me to just start with my kind of tips and then I'll fling it to you? Okay, awesome. So one of the things that I've found really successful with these short little challenges that we're doing is Instagram stories. And these are just fun things that you can show throughout the day, like little memes and little images throughout the day on Instagram. And I'm getting a great response on my page from those where people are just seeing little flashes of something that we're doing and they get really interested, and then you can plug them into your groups. Now, my team decided to not have a separate group to do the BBB. I know there's multiple teams on here that collaborate within our community, and a lot of teams are opening separate pages to do their challenge. We wanted to just keep it super simple on our team, so we are incorporating the BBB into our existing health page. So we're doing it that way, and we've done some lives and posted some of the different science about it. But it's a great jumpstart for people. So a couple tips is, when you are recruiting new people into the BBB, make sure that they know that Isagenix isn't just a quick fix, okay? Because you can get excited about joining a challenge, but you want to also, for retention, have people come in long term. So when you're on those phone calls, I would really encourage you to also talk about, adding a couple canisters of shake or adding the BBB to an existing 30-day order. If somebody just wants to start with that new pack that we have, that's awesome. But maybe talk about setting up an auto ship for after the first, 14 days, that they're going to maintain some of that with nutrition from 2 shakes a day or whatever it is. Like, find out what their health goals are. So you don't want to just be adding people into the challenge and just like letting them run loose. You want to create an opportunity and a relationship to connect and to really figure out what they're looking for in terms of long-term health goals, on top of the super awesome, summertime abs and really rocking the body before we get into the summer months here. So that would be my first tip, is really focusing on that. Number 2 is also creating multiple pages of awareness on social media. So doing your meme posts on Facebook is great, but the stories are super fun. And if you don't know how to do Instagram stories, I really encourage you to connect with your upline leader who's probably doing Instagram stories, and they can go into a little bit more detail. But it's so simple on Instagram. If you guys can just, if you can see my phone, there's these little icons up here at the top of Instagram, right? And you can just click on them and you can either do live little videos. I just did a live on Instagram right before this call, or you can upload pictures from your phone. So if you have memes, you can upload that. And the belly buster memes are just really fun and cute. And it creates, Rebecca's a master at this. So if you don't check out stories, make sure you go and click on both of our Instagram pages. We both do multiple stories throughout the day. And it really starts to connect the dots for people of like how we live our Isagenix life. So it might be, us with our kids or doing business calls or talking about the belly buster. So it's just a little snapshot into your life. So if you're not using Instagram stories to promote, I really encourage you, especially for a challenge like this, it's a fun, easy way to network and to get the word out there. And then the third thing would be in your groups is creating that energy, going back in the group and looking over who have you added in the last 3 to 6 months that maybe didn't join on the last challenge. Maybe there's somebody that started and they fell off, and maybe the 30-day was too much structure for them, or they had life things that happen. Everybody's going through different things. So I think it's important as leaders that we check in with our own agenda and realize that not everybody understands the big picture of ISA, right? It takes some time to really understand how amazing this company is and how many different things we offer. So when you're first coaching someone, you want to kind of chunk that down. So if you had clients that maybe hit a plateau, or maybe they didn't get to the goal that they wanted to get in their first 30 days and they fell off and you kind of forgot about them, I encourage you to go back into your groups, go back into your downline, see who stopped ordering. This is a great time to reach out and say, hey, we're doing this super fun, short challenge, right? Because this is going to speak to the mindset of people that are more comfortable with the quick fix. And that's really something that we have to be okay with as leaders, that not everybody maybe wants the long-term health lifestyle change that we're also passionate about. Maybe they really just want to drop that couple inches for a wedding or whatever it is that they're looking to do, or they're going on a cruise and they want to feel fabulous, right? Or they just got off a cruise, like Rebecca just got off an amazing cruise. And I know she was excited to jump back into her nutritional cleansing lifestyle. So there's a lot of different ways that you can plug this in and have fun with it. And I think the key word for me with this challenge is fun. Some of our other challenges are a little bit more serious. Like we did the dump the junk, and we really dug into mindset and clutter and releasing all of this stuff. And those are really powerful and really great. But the Belly Buster Challenge is quick, it's fun, it's peppy, it gets people fired up about summer, it gets them into a state of just excitement that they could get results really quickly. And there's a lot of science behind the Belly Buster, which I think Rebecca will talk a little bit more about, maybe some of that. But those were really my 3 tips is be consistent on social media. Don't just do one post, guys, and be like, oh, I didn't get anyone to enroll with the Belly Buster. I was impressed last night on Instagram. I had done a couple memes, and somebody went onto my website and bought retail. I had a couple retail sales, which I don't sell a lot of retail. It's not something that I really promote ever. And typically for the bigger packs, people are usually like scared off by the retail price, right? But the BBB pack, I had a couple of people purchase retail, which I thought was really great. So that opens up a dialogue for me to reach out and now tell them the benefits of a wholesale account and show them the benefits of being on our team. And of course, I added those people into my health page immediately as well. So just other free, because it's simple and they can see the pack and it's just a couple of products, there's not as much coaching required with it as like a 30-day or a custom or an athlete's pack or something like that. So it's an easier one-touch buy on a website. I'm not big on sending people to my Isagenix website. It's not something that I personally teach because I like to get on the phone and connect and figure out where they're missing something in their life and how I can serve them. But the BBB it's kind of a no-brainer, right? It's just like, this is what we're doing. This is what you take. Here's the pack and you can sign up here. So it's a little bit easier to promote that as a link on social media. And I was actually private messaging my direct link to the pack with people on Instagram because I had so many leads come in that I was like having a hard time booking all the appointments. So I was like, hey, here's the link, check it out. And I did have a bunch of people enroll through that, which is cool. And that's a different thing that I haven't really used in other promotions. So I wanted to share that as an option for you guys if it feels right to do that. We've had some pretty good success with that. So that's super cool. And then my last tip would just be to not let people just come in and do the BBB and then just forget about them. You really want to then go back in, check in, still consider it a coaching client just because they didn't maybe get a full 30-day or maybe they just started with the pack, or maybe they're coming back in and they're activating their auto ship with the BBB. Use that time to connect with them and say, okay, after this is over, where do you want to be come the end of June? Let's talk about that. where once you slim down a little bit in your waist, what are some other health goals that you want to achieve? And you start to encourage them to think about outside of that, 14-day challenge. So those were really my tips, just because we're going to keep it tight and short today. I'm going to turn the time over to Rebecca. So for those of you that are new, or you're tuning in, or you don't know who this amazing woman is, she's absolutely a rock star in our company. She's just so authentic and real, and she's amazing to follow on social media. So I highly suggest you adding her. She's a 5-star Golden Circle, 4-star Crystal Executive, mama to a beautiful little boy that was just on screen, a 2-year-old, and she's one of my dear friends. So Rebecca, take it away.
Thank you, Brittany. And I didn't get to introduce Brittany, but Brittany is also an amazing mama, except of 3 kiddos, who is, you want to talk about no excuses? She is living in a trailer while they're doing a remodel, 3 kids, no babysitter, and yet she's on this call. So you know what? She just makes it happen. So love collaborating with you. And I can't wait to see you in a couple days. All right. So like she said, we're going to keep this quick, but I really wanted to just break down, as Brittany was saying, just because the challenge is about to start, it starts tomorrow. And yes, the free shipping is over, but there's still so many ways to get some incredible traction out of this. And so I want to share a few, and I've got them in 4 different categories. I've got them into posting, prospects, previous, and then current. Okay. So first of all, I don't know if anyone grabbed this. Isagenix is selling it. It's a little bedtime belly buster for dummies book. And it's really great. And I will be dumping some of the content into my group, but I don't want you to feel like you have to have that. In fact, I'm going to share my screen. Hold on, let's see. You don't have to have that right now. I would recommend, if you're like, okay, I want to do a post on this, but what do I post about? Because this challenge is short, even if someone doesn't start so that they have their stuff tomorrow, get them involved in these first couple of days when the exciting stuff is happening. So that might mean that they enroll tomorrow or the next day and they don't start for 4 or 5 days, but you're capitalizing off of the excitement of what is happening right now. So for me, I normally don't do a lot of product posts. I might do 1 a week. I'm going to be weaving in the bedtime belly buster into at least 1 post a day. Plus, as Britt said, I'm going to be weaving into my Insta stories nonstop and into my Facebook stories, which I don't do very often, but I will. But this is isagenixhealth.net. So it says like understanding how the bedtime belly buster works, podcast. Now these are great just to have content to put into your challenge group or your product page where it's going. But I also want to encourage you, grab some of this to show as benefits on your post. Don't just say, hey, we're starting a challenge, join us. People sometimes get really like about that. Sometimes people get motivated by it, but not everyone. So when you're posting, don't just make it all, join us, we're having a challenge, it's so fun. Make sure that you're talking about the benefits. And literally, here's where you find them. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize getting more protein at night boosts muscle recovery. Like I could be going to the gym, but if I'm not nourishing myself before I'm going to sleep, it's not taking care of those results. So just go through articles like this and grab a couple of bullet points of benefits. Again, not the feature, the benefits. And what I mean by that is the feature is 24 grams of undenatured whey protein and it's digestive enzymes. It's all of those things. Most people don't care. If they're already drinking a protein shake, chances are they still don't even know what's in it. So if you're going to talk about it, show the benefit. Say, you know what? All protein shakes aren't created equal. I love the fact that not only does this taste good, I don't have to plug and chug, but it also is aiding me in releasing weight while I sleep or releasing fat or something. Make sure you're featuring the benefit because different people will be attracted to that. Next on posts, just want to show really quickly on my Facebook. So I did a Facebook post a couple of days ago and I didn't do an ab shot. Now you decide if you want to. Let me find the picture. But one, reach out to people. Here it is. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. Okay, so it's about the booty blast. So it was a little bit of a booty shot. And I said starting next Monday, Tuesday, I'm kicking off a 30-day belly and booty challenge. Ask friends to love on the post, especially your other leaders. Say, can you go in and engage on the post? Now, I did one that said drop an emoticon here because people love doing that and it's quick. And then I went back and as soon as people comment, my computer's frozen. As soon as people comment, you go in and you reply. And ideally with 4 words or more, not including the emoticon or the emoji. Okay, so you want to go back and interact. And the reason that's important is a couple of things. One is because of what it does for Facebook engagement, but also is so that like both of these people are in my group. I mean, they're leaders. And great job, Terry, who just hit Crystal Director last night. But some of these people, like this was an inactive product user. That's my assistant. This is a woman who had been talking to me 2 years ago about ISA, who finally enrolled. So all different people are going to show up, but make sure you respond, you like their post. And if they're not already in your team or they're inactive, immediately message them. So I would just open up another screen and message. Okay. But the other thing is you might have posted a power post 4, 5, 6 days ago. Keep going back to it. Because what you're going to find is I'm trying to find the end of this post. There's no end, which is a good thing. But see, I had someone 2 hours ago, 16 hours ago, 17 hours ago. This girl's enrolling today. This person is someone I've talked to that never enrolled. So make sure you're going back and you're interacting with the post, or you're asking your team to interact with it so it keeps showing up again and again and again. Another thing is right before you go do a power post, you want to go in and engage with people. And what that means is maybe you've got those 7 to 10 prospects that are like always asking, let me know when there's a special, but they never want to get started. Make sure that you're going and commenting and just chatting with them right before you do a power post. It could be as simple as hey, what's going on? What are you excited about this week? Don't you love the warm weather? Do you have any fun summer plans to like go to the lake or wherever you go? Don't specifically tell them you've got this challenge. Just interact with them. And then as soon as you do that post, it's going to show up. Okay. So that's about posting. Just make sure you're dripping on people, but you're not slamming it in their face. So if you're doing one that's a transformation, do the next one that's about product. Do the next one that's about the benefit of better sleep. But don't talk about the same thing over and over and over. Take different points because different things are going to be attractive to different people. So that's a little bit on posting, but continue to post this week. So like today, we had in our group, share my screen again, we just started uploading some of our fitness videos. So I'm probably going to do a post later about like, oh my gosh, let's see, let me go back. Look at the cute little fitness videos that's a buns and a belly. Look at the cute little workout schedule we've got for these 11 days. And so excited. I might do like a Mom Crush Monday on the personal trainer in our group that created 5-minute booty workouts. I'm going to continue to find ways to weave it in a fun way that's going to appeal to different people. All right. So that's posting. Prospects. Who do you talk to? Now, obviously everyone that commented and left an emoji, I'm immediately messaging them. And I'm saying something like, hey, so glad you reached out. I'm happy to add you to the group. It's going to be so fun. Tell me a little bit about your goals. What are you looking for? So that I can make sure you're supported. Okay. Now, if there's someone I've never talked to about Isogenics, I'm going to take them through that initial process of like, let's talk before you just dump them into the group. Okay. But if maybe it's someone that I've talked to in the past, but they haven't enrolled, I'll be like, hey, I just want to let you know, this is a group centered around, utilizing Isogenics nutrition plus some super fun workouts. I'm going to add you into the group. The shopping list is in there. I can help get you set up today. And you can do best results, 30-day system plus the bedtime belly buster. But if you're looking for something, quick and easy or super budget friendly, like comes down to about $2.50 a day, $3 a day, I'm also happy to get you set up with that. When would you like to chat? And then get an appointment. And ideally get that before you add them in because they're asking to be added. Secondly is look at who you're adding into the group or who's requesting to be added. I tagged the group in my post and I had probably 20 or 30 people from that post that didn't even message me. They just requested to be added. So before I added them in, I reached out and I said, hey, I saw that you want to be added. That's so great. It's going to be so fun. There's already 300 plus people that are going to be taking part in it. Let's chat a little bit about what you're looking for. And the reality is out of those 30, 40 people that messaged, I enrolled, I think 4 people last week. There's a few more I'll enroll this week, but it's continuing to engage with them. Okay. Next on the post is reach out to people that are in your group already marinating. Maybe you should go back to the last time you did a power post that was on a challenge like the spring clean or dump the junk and look at the people who liked or commented. Because you can also reach out to people that liked post. You can say, hey, I saw you like my post. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so fun. I wasn't sure though. I wanted to make sure I reached out to you in case you wanted information. I didn't know if you're just liking it to support me, which thank you if you are, or if you wanted more information to do this with us. Just let me know so I make sure I don't drop the ball. Something like that, because most of you are getting 30, 40 likes and you're probably getting a couple of comments. So don't wait for them to inbox you unless you have so many leads that you don't have time to deal with them all. Please reach out to people that like you too. And thank you for the like. And back to the group marinating. So who did you maybe add in a previous challenge or maybe even a previous year that you can scroll through? I don't know if you have a list, but look at who you've added into the group that is not ever enrolled and just say, hey, I know that we chatted about the last challenge. You weren't quite ready to get started. This is going to be such an easy and fun one. Are you ready to make a change now? Are you ready for me to get you started? Or what flavor would you prefer? Isa Pro chocolate or Isa Pro vanilla? But make sure that those people who have been watching, you invite. The last girl I showed you that commented last night, we started messaging, and she's a total, going to be a total Isa mommy. She's got 4 kids and she's a doula. And I said, oh, let me add you to the Isa mommies group because you'll love it. And I went, oh my gosh, she's already in the group. And I said, she's like, yeah, you added me 3 years ago. That's why I'm ready to go now, is I was so skeptical, but I've just been stalking this for 3 years. So just understand that those people marinating, sometimes they still require you reaching out to them, even though they're in the group. All right. So we've gone over post, we've gone over prospects. Hydration. Number 3 is previous. People that have enrolled in the past and maybe they're inactive, or maybe they're ordering 24 BB and you're like, what are you ordering? Like a box of shakes? That's so not worth the shipping. I mean, it is worth the shipping, but that's not a good use of money. So reach out to them and invite them into this. Reach out to everyone that's in your downline and say, hey, this challenge is starting tomorrow. I mean, you already have an account, super easy. You might not start the day with the first day with us, but even if you start this week, it's so fun because they may not have seen the post. They're maybe not that active on social media, but that intentional reach out is going to increase the order basket. It's going to reactivate people. When we started this challenge last week, I had 4 consultants that reactivated that had fallen out. And I didn't reach out to any of them. They just saw it and somebody ordered and it reactivated them as an associate and it reactivated a consultant. So that's amazing. And we'll talk about that in rank advancements. Also though, encourage them to start an ISA body. We know that ISA body encourages retention. And this is a great way to you're going to take that before picture. You're putting in an order today. If they're starting with a 30-day system and the bedtime belly buster, that is, I think it's 230 to 240 BV. It's almost half the BV they need for an ISA body challenge. Think about that. They could do a very minimal order after that and they'd have what they need. So make sure that they get started in an ISA body and just say, listen, I know you're doing the bedtime belly buster, but I also want to make sure you get some money out of this. So you just upload those same before photos and you're going to be able to get $200 back at the end of 16 weeks. Imagine that. Okay. And then lastly, who could you re-enroll? Who has been inactive, but they've been sitting in your group since they went inactive a year ago, and it's time to reach out to them. Maybe they weren't ready to go on the welcome back, but you could say, listen, I know that you loved us in the past. I don't know where you're at with your goals, but a bunch of us are going to do this. If you'd really like to, supercharge your health or just feel great in the next 2 weeks, I'd love you to join in with us. Let me know if you're interested. You guys, they already made the choice in ISA once. And I know for me, I've enrolled probably somewhere between 300 and 350 people in the last 4 years. And I know when I go through my screens and view my team, I've got 5 or 6 screens, and only the first screen's all full of people that are active with 100 BV or above. And the next screen is people that have less, but I've got 3 screens of people that are inactive. So I'm also telling myself to take my own advice and go back and reach out to those people and find out if this is a good time for them. And then lastly, current. So people that are already on product, they're ordering away, they're our best customers. These challenges are not just about enrolling new people, though that's great. They're really about increasing order baskets. They're about introducing new products. You may have people that have never used ISA Pro, have never used the greens, have never used the sleep spray, and that's a new product to introduce them to. But then also, it's a great one for you to say, hey, you've been loving this for the last 4 months, and now we have this fun challenge. I know that you've got to have people that are asking you what you're doing. So who do you know that would love to join in this challenge and do some workouts? It's super simple. Listen, if they want to do a 30-day with you plus the BBB, that's awesome. If they don't, they just want to get started, let me walk you through how to set them up to do the challenge with you. Okay? Maybe let's add in some ionics or another shake thing. Let's get them set up for 2 weeks of success. Okay. So there's so many different ways to engage people no matter where they're at. And of course, Isobody, Isobody, Isobody. But the other thing about increasing those order baskets is really setting that vision of getting people to like the 5-cycle bonus or getting people to consultant. We just had probably 5 or 6 people hit the 5-cycle bonus this last week because of the BBB challenge. And that also is great for rank advancements. So rank advancing people, I know for myself, I hit Crystal Executive or Crystal Director yesterday. And earlier in the week, I was like, I have 2 consultants that are new, and I have like 5 that are halfway there. It was the BBB. It was all about the BBB and utilizing that. So make sure that you're using this not just to rank advance yourself, but to rank advance your team. And if you're paid as executive, that means you probably had a really big week in the leadership pools, which is super exciting. And if you're not paid as executive and you don't know what the leadership pools are, you guys, we have 4 weeks left, actually 30 days for the rapid reset to Crystal Executive. So it doesn't matter if you didn't hit director yesterday or previous, but you've got 4 weeks left. And I would encourage you that utilizing this challenge, you could pop a couple of consultants right away or reactivate some consultants that maybe went consultant in March or April that have already fallen out so that you can really leverage this the best way possible. Brittany, anything else? I feel like I just went through a lot.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I second that. I mean, it's not just about the product experience. Also, like Rebecca's saying, it's totally about reaching down in your team and who can you help rank advance. These sorts of like quick, fun challenges is when people usually rank advance because it's easy. Not that it's simple. I think the thing with Isagenix is that it's always simple and it should be fun. And if you're not having fun, then you want to check into your mindset because this business model is supposed to be fun. And so if you're feeling like stressed about your team not growing or your cycles are low or you haven't rank advanced in a while, like use these challenges to start to drive some fun back into your group and some lifeblood back into your company because everybody's businesses go up and down, guys. Like that's the part of network marketing. You're going to have awesome weeks and you're going to have slower weeks. And it happens to all of us, all leaders across the board, right? But these little perk weeks are times where you can really look down and go, okay, who isn't cycling? Who wants to cycle? Who is paid as consultant and fell off because maybe they were only cycling twice a month and they kind of got burnt out on the business because they just weren't in the mindset to build a strong foundation. Let's get them to that 5-cycle bonus. The 5-cycle bonus is huge. It gives people such a boost of energy into their organization because it shows them that like, oh my gosh, you can really make some great money doing this. And so it's a beautiful time to use the belly buster to increase that order basket like Rebecca was talking about and also re-engage people. And I think re-engagement is the part where a lot of times we forget because we're so focused on like prospecting, new people, new leaders, new, right? But there are gems sitting in your downline. There are great people that just fell off track because life happened or things happened and they weren't plugged into the culture of Isagenix. For me, it's like if people haven't been to a big event and they've had a product experience, but maybe they haven't gone to an ICU or a celebration or a university in action, those are the people that tend to fall off because they haven't been plugged into our bigger culture. Because once you're plugged into our bigger culture, like you're a lifer, right? You're like, I just continue to show up no matter what. Like it gives you a different sort of energy. But think about who are the consultants or maybe managers or maybe just associates that came in with some sort of business intent or wanting to get their products paid for, but they haven't been to an event, so they kind of fell off. Those are the people you want to re-engage with these types of challenges, whether it's the Crystal Reset. And I love always whatever product promo we're doing, link it into whatever business promo we're doing. That's why corporate is constantly like marrying these two things together, right? Because it's product and it's rank advancements and that's how your company grows. So it's exciting. It's a really fun thing to be a part of. And I'm excited to see, we had a great week on our team last week with free shipping. We had a really awesome week. And I know it was a big week for a lot of teams out there. And this, I love that Isagenix just keeps, like, I feel like every week we've had exciting stuff. Doesn't everybody feel that way? Like, we're like, oh, the new, Waythins, and there's just like always new stuff coming out. So it's our job to keep people in the loop of that because a brand new person coming in, it's way too much overwhelm of information. So if we just chunk it down in these little fun challenges, and now with the new bundle pack, it's like perfect, no brainer. So.
And one other thing I wanted to add is make sure you're going like to review my team or your business blueprint. And that's one thing I had done is I looked through who's been active like religiously for, let's say, for a year. And I had a couple of people I reached out to that hit consultant this week, and they'd been active for so long, and they both enrolled one person. Like one of them cycled 11 times, one cycled 3. So that's the other side is doing that math and finding out like, oh my goodness, if you have one friend that starts this week, which it may not be because of the challenge. Like that's the great thing about challenges is it doesn't even matter if someone does it. It's a reason to reach out. And so we had a ton of people that not only hit consultant, but then had multiple cycles. We had one guy that cycled 55 times, which is crazy. The other thing, I know, well, I know, it's crazy. Which I'm like, yay for PET, woo, cycled. The other thing I was going to say is don't feel like you have to spend a bunch of money to do prizes. Like we're going to run some little small fun prizes, but I literally, guys, I went through last night and I cleaned out my ISA stuff, and I'll go through and grab a backpack from Celebration because I've got like, 5 of them from NYKO, Celebration, etc. And I'll toss in there a couple of things that people wouldn't normally get. So like some of the sticks of fruits and greens, or sticks of hydrates, or sticks of Bionics. Most people have never seen it because they don't order those. But then they're like, oh, this is so convenient. Or a bar or whatever. And I'll do like a drawing or a raffle for someone to enter the Ice of Body Challenge or something that creates retention. And then secondly, I was like, look at these little Isagenix luggage tags I found. So if you have things that you've gotten as fun swag from previous contests and you're like, I'm not really using this. This is great to do as little prizes. Now, don't feel like you have to be running a group to run a prize. You can reach out to your 5 customers you've ever enrolled and say, hey, guys, whoever does the BBB with me, if you order your stuff today, just let me know. Send me a copy of your screen capture. I'm going to do a drawing and I'm giving away an Isagenix water bottle or whatever. Like, please feel you are empowered as a leader if you have one person. Even if you don't, you're setting the vision of a leader. So understand that wherever you're at, you can use something free without having to spend a bunch of money. Make something fun. Make a coaching call. Ask Brittany or Andrea or whoever is your upline. Say, hey, would you donate a 15-minute coaching call? Because I know, like Brittany, I'm so grateful. I get to talk to Brittany and Andrea all the time. But like people on my team are like, oh my gosh, Andrea's a nice millionaire. She's written a book. She's been on Oprah. Like, oh my gosh, Brittany's so amazing. She does all these things. Like, you could ask to trade coaching calls. 10 or 15 minutes, and that would totally get people in action to step beyond their comfort zone and set a goal for the week. So just want to throw that out there that there's a lot of things you can do to be creative without having to spend money. I think that's it.
Love it. Yeah.
Andrea, anything we want to throw out there? Oh, sorry.
Totally open to that. Yeah, Andrea, do you want to share anything?
We got an ISA millionaire on the line. We want to utilize her
and a nutrition expert and an author of 8 books. And of this, and of that. She's the best.
Oh my gosh, put me on the spot. You guys are amazing. I'm just listening to you and taking it all in and learning from you guys. It's so incredible. Now, I just got back at 4 a.m. from a weekend in Roatan in Honduras, so I'm still rubbing my eyes here, trying to get grounded again. But again, that's the beauty of this business. If you work hard, you follow through, and it really does give you the freedom to just pick up and go because you want to, and then come back and dive right in. And you have amazing leaders right here with Rebecca and Brittany. Everything you guys said is so spot on. Like I said, I'm learning and I'm taking notes here as you're talking. But the key, the way I built my business, I was the 39th millionaire. And the key to building my business was I just didn't stop. I was organized like these guys are at the time. And I talked to everybody who crossed my path. And we didn't even have a back office in the beginning. The company wasn't focused on business. We got products with no label. So, we didn't have all the advantages of free shipping and double PIBs and 5-star, 5 cycle bonuses. So take advantage of all these things and follow what Brittany and Rebecca are saying, because they've got it spot on. And Rebecca, I definitely still want to come and shadow you for a day.
Absolutely. We will do that. But I'm
totally open to trading with you guys. You want to do 15 minutes of that coaching kind of thing? I'm happy to do that. That's great.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for your tips, Andrea and Brittany. And you guys, like I said, we'll keep this short, action packed. We'll be uploading this to our channels and into the groups. But don't wait for the recording. I'm sure you got some takeaways right now you can implement immediately and that you can share with your team as well. So we are proud of you. You guys can do this. And we will see you tomorrow for the Bedtime Belly Buster. Have a great day.
Woo! Let's rock it. Bye, guys.
Do it.
Thank you.